Good morning, Horns, and welcome to today's segment of Beach Grove Student News. I'm Juliet Kaufman.
And I'm Anna Marie Pasianos. Today we'll be taking a look at choir fundraising, a recap of Circle City, and as always, sports.
But first, here's my sister, Alexa Peak, with your weekly weather forecast.
Good morning, Hornets, and happy Monday. Our temperatures are slowly going to decrease as we go through the week. Today we have a high of 91 with a low of 69. Tuesday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 91 and a low of 70. And Wednesday we'll have a high of 89 and a low of 70. So plan for a very hot skills day, Hornets. Thursday our temps really start to go down, a high of 75, and get your jackets and sweaters out for a morning low of 48. Friday it will be sunny with some very fall-like temperatures with a high of 65 and a low of 45 to lead us into fall break. That is all for this week's weather forecast. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Students, if your immunizations aren't up to date today, you'll be sent home and will not be allowed to return to school. So make sure you get those done as soon as possible.
Hornets, as I'm sure you're all aware, the Penny Wars ended on Friday. We, as a school, raised a grand total of $231.66. The top three Isaac States were Robinson with 960 points, McConnell with 3,820 points, and Caffey with a grand total of 11,577 points. If you're in Caffey's Isaac Seed, you'll be getting donuts and ice cream during that time today. A lot of fun events happened this weekend that you may not have known about. Here is Talia with more on those events that took place.
Good morning, Hornets. I'm Talia Pinner with Beach Grove Student News. Today I will be taking a look outside of our school activities and giving you some insight on an event that happens in our city every year. The Circle City Classic Coronation, Parade, Game, and Battle of the Bands happens every year around this time. Some of you may or may not know what the event consists of, but the history of it is a mixture of different HBCUs coming to downtown Indy to bring opportunities to the African American community and culture. The parade showcases many high schools all over the country, different dance groups, bands, organizations, and news outlets in it. The main thing is that the Classic brings over $4,600,000 in scholarship money for youth to attend colleges and universities all over the country, including the HBCUs that participate in the game and Battle of the Bands. These past 2 weekends were events for Circle City Classic, including the Coronation, which is a scholarship pageant for female high school seniors. Just this past weekend, Jackson State University and Kentucky State University went head-to-head in the game to see who could win that trophy. Kentucky State ended up taking the win home, but both teams played well. There were also recipients for awards during halftime, which included the Grand Marshal, Corey Wise, one of the men who were a part of the exonerated Central Park Five. Ultimately, the Circle City Classic brings a lot of positivity to the city when we are dealing with so much negativity going on in the world. We love to see something positive in our community going on to bring people together. So Hornets, make sure to always look for events to go to or things to do outside of school that are positive to you in our community. I'm Talia Pinner with Beach Grove Student News. Back to Juliet and Anna Marie at the desk.
Hey Juliet, don't you just love choir season?
Of course, I'm their biggest fan, which means I know the effort and money it takes to put on performances.
With that, the choir is putting on a fundraiser. Alexis Whiteman got more.
For the past few weeks, our Beach Grove choir students have been having a Butter Braids fundraiser. I talked with Mr. Dean on what the fundraiser is and what it is for.
So the Butter Braids fundraiser that we're running right now is going to help to supplement for some of our students are going to be traveling to New York City and singing at the world famous Carnegie Hall over spring break with Indiana State University and several other high schools from all over the state of Indiana. As with any kind of trip, that's pretty expensive, so we're trying to help them to be able to cut down on those costs on an individual basis.
He then explained how this is going to benefit the choir department this year.
It's going to help us with supplementing the costs associated with all of our show choir activities and our Spring Spectacular next semester. Putting on those big events and concerts like that with choreography, music, and costuming all associated with it takes a lot of funding to do that. And so with your help, we can definitely help our students to put on bigger and better shows.
If you have a love for pastries and are willing to buy from one of our amazing performers, The fundraiser still lasts up until Wednesday, October 2nd. The proceeds again go to the individual performer, which helps with the New York trip and during the season overall. If you have been to one of our many performances, you would know and appreciate all the hard work they put into the season. This has been Alexis Whiteman from Bgsn. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now let's toss it over to Jacob for sports.
Good morning, Hornets, and welcome back to sports. The football team's game Friday was postponed and won on Saturday afternoon by the score of 42-12, with huge defensive plays by DQ, Garrett Esposito, also returning it back for a touchdown, and senior captain Teron Washington picking the ball off late in the second, bringing back for a touchdown. Washington also put in work on the ground with 12 carries and 58 yards with a touchdown. The varsity Lady Hornets finished in fourth place at the Eastern Hancock High School Invitational. The team went 2-2 on the day, making their record now 9-13. The Ladies Hornets will play their last home game on Tuesday, October 1st. Join them on senior night against the Cascade Cadets. Girls soccer lost last night 10-0. Their next game will be the Marion County Tournament. Boys soccer lost 3-0 to the Southwestern. Their next game is tonight for the Marion County Tournament. There will be call-outs today right after school for any girls interested in swimming. The swim team, if you have any questions, you can email Coach Mazer at her school email. NCAA football news, IU lost a heartbreaker to number 25 Michigan State 40-31. Notre Dame beat number 22 Virginia 35-20, and number 1 Clemson had a nail-biter with North Carolina 21-20. In NFL news, the Browns beat the Ravens 40-25. The Dolphins lost 30-10 to the Chargers, and the Colts sadly lost to the Ravens 31-24. Fall sports is wrapping up, but here's Josh with some winter sports previews.
As all of you may know, fall sports is coming to a close, but winter sports is just around the corner. I asked Mr. Cross on how he feels like the wrestling team will do this year.
I'm really excited about it. We put in a lot of work in the off season, done a lot of off season tournaments. Took the team to Disney Duels this summer to get some mat time, wrestle some great competition there, and that's going to set us up for nothing but success.
As almost all of you may know, the boys basketball team won sectionals last year and went to regionals and went to the regional championship. I got Mr. Daniel's opinion on how he thinks they will do this year.
I'm excited for boys basketball this year. Coach Renfro and I worked on the schedule. It's going to be a little different this year. Some teams dropped us. We had to look for some other teams. Just really excited about what we have coming back after last year's run in the regionals. So I think we'll have a really good squad this year, and looking forward to a new sectional as well. I think we'll probably be the odds-on favorite to win the sectional. So, hopefully back-to-back sectional championships will be pretty awesome.
Also, girls basketball didn't have a hot year last year, but they have a lot of talent returning. I got Mr. Daniel's opinion on how girls basketball will also do this year.
Girls basketball, looking forward to another year with them. They had a kind of a down year last year, but they did reach the sectional finals. Once again, they'll also have a new sectional opponents to play against, and I think we'll probably be pretty competitive in that sectional. They're going to have a good, strong class of seniors this year with some underclassmen who are looking to fight for playing time. Got some new jerseys this year, so I know the girls will be excited about that, but overall, I'm looking for a pretty solid year from them as well.
That's all for now. I am Josh Fryer for BGSN Sports. Back to Jacob at the sports desk.
That's all for sports. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Jacob. That's all for your daily segment of BGSN 10.
Teachers, don't forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe button to get notified every time we go live.
Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at BG Student News. I'm Juliet Kaufman.
And I'm Anna Marie Pasianos. Have a marvelous Monday, Hornets.